Israel has hit Iran's nuclear sites. Iran has struck back, targeting Israeli cities and hitting Soraka Medical Center in Beersheba. The death toll stands at 639 in Iran and 24 in Israel, with hundreds injured. Amid rising tensions, global focus is shifting to a chilling term: the Samson Option.
The Samson Option refers to Israel's unofficial doctrine of massive nuclear retaliation in the event of existential threat to the state. The term draws from the biblical story of Samson, who destroyed the Philistine temple, killing himself and his enemies in the final act of vengeance. In strategic terms, it implies that if Israel faces annihilation, it will unleash its nuclear arsenal onto its enemies, even at the cost of self-destruction.
Though Israel has never officially confirmed possessing nuclear weapons, it maintains a policy of Mimut, Hebrew for deliberate ambiguity. Foreign analysts estimate Israel holds between 80 to 400 nuclear warheads deliverable by Jericho missiles, F-15, F-35 aircraft, and Dolphin-class submarines. The whole idea is to deter enemies by saying, if we go down, we're taking you with us. Israel's nuclear journey began in the 1950s. Driven by the trauma of Holocaust and the belief that state survival required ultimate deterrence. Under Prime Minister David Ben-Gurion, Israel, with covert assistance from France and Norway, built the Dimona nuclear facility in Negev Desert. By 1967 Six-Day War, Israel is believed to have assembled its first nuclear weapon. The doctrine of Samson Option gained public attention through Seymour Hersh's 1991 book with the same name, and the 1986 revelations of Mordechai Vanunu, a former technician at Dimona, who leaked photos and technical data to the British press. Over the decades, Israeli leaders like Moshe Dayan, Ariel Sharon, and Shimon Peres have hinted at the existence of such a doctrine, reinforcing its role as a last resort deterrent. The ongoing war with Iran has raised fresh concerns that Israel might use the Samson Option, its nuclear backup plan, if pushed to the edge. Israel's attacks on Iran's nuclear and military sites have triggered heavy missile retaliation, some even hitting civilian areas. At the same time, Hezbollah is active in the north and Houthis are posing threat in the Red Sea, putting Israel in danger of fighting on multiple fronts at once. If Iran were to launch a massive casualty strike, especially one involving chemical or radiological weapons, analysts warn that Israel could invoke the Samson Option. The IDF has already claimed air superiority over Tehran, and Israeli officials have not ruled out targeting Iran's supreme leader. If Israel were to activate the Samson Option, the consequences would be catastrophic. Loss of life and infrastructure. A nuclear exchange could result in hundreds of thousands of deaths across Iran and neighboring countries. Major cities like Tehran, Ifshan, and Mashhad could be obliterated. Fallout could affect Iraq, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and even parts of India and Central Asia. Environmental collapse. Nuclear strikes on Iran's reactor and enrichment sites could trigger radiological contamination across the region. The IAEA has already confirmed contamination at Natanz following conventional Israeli strikes. Global economic shock. Oil prices could skyrocket. The Strait of Hormuz, through which 20% of global oil passes, would likely be closed. Global markets would plunge and supply chains would be paralyzed. Geopolitical fallout. A nuclear strike would shatter the non-proliferation treaty framework. Other regional powers like Saudi Arabia, Egypt, and Turkey might pursue nuclear weapons. Russia and China could intervene diplomatically or militarily. The US would face immense pressure to either jump into the war or against the move. Humanitarian crisis. Millions of refugees would flee Iran, overwhelming neighboring countries. International aid agencies would struggle to respond amid radiation zones and collapsed infrastructure.
As the Israel-Iran war escalates, the world must reckon the terrifying possibility that nuclear deterrence could turn into nuclear devastation. The doctrine's very existence is meant to prevent such a scenario. But in a region where ideology trumps over diplomacy, the line between devastation and deterrence grows dangerously thin.